Guys, how you doing? Coaching for the Soul Thursdays at 3 has begun. If you're watching this live, hello, hello, hello. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video. Please leave a little comment, even if it's just hi Bill or an emoji, because I need YouTube to send Coach for the Soul around the planet, because everybody needs a little bit more Coach for the Soul. If you watch this on the Spirit Channel TV, in higher case letters, Bill Hobart 50, I believe, you get 50% off your bill for 6 months. So check that out too, because this baby's going in there also. So yeah, yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. Hot day in Detroit today, again, humid as heck. My house is all closed up, air conditioning's on, fans are going, because it's a hot one today. So, hey Nancy. Hey Diane. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab my phone really quick to make sure that no one else bothers us. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me just check this, make sure that we're on the same thing. Yes, we are. Okay, awesome. Cool. So, there's a lot of things going on astrology-wise. I'll just give you some, just a few headlines or whatever, right? Little notes. Okay. Jupiter, of course, is in Cancer, which is about, bringing everybody what they want. That's why we set those intentions, okay? And Saturn is in Aries, in retrograde, okay? So it's going to get ready to go back into Pisces, which it doesn't really like. But it likes to put structure on things, boundaries. The great thing about Saturn being retrograde is that it loosens the boundaries. Capricorn Sun, Aquarius rising, the traditional ruler of both is Saturn. So for me, it is a breath of fresh air that I can actually not have to worry about the boundaries, okay? So I'm gonna do a astrology video maybe this weekend, and I'll post it maybe, I don't know, it's Monday, maybe on the weekend, I'm not sure, whatever they want me to do. Yeah, but there's a lot to talk about today. I'm going to talk about some experiences that I've had in the past week since I saw everybody last, and also some things that have come to fruition, let's say, when it comes to the country, all right? And so if you want to stay for the whole thing, awesome. I know some people don't like the politics things, but people are freaking out, and they have a right to be freaking out. So just the video that I did weeks ago, it was probably the best channeling I've ever done in my life. Pretty amazing. There's answers that I'm going to tell everybody today, okay? So stick around if you want to. I hope that you do. If you are on, again, YouTube, stay for the whole thing. If you don't, that's awesome too. Just like it, subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So, and that Spirit Channel TV, watch the whole goddamn thing. You can stop it, you can forward it, whatever, right? But do that, all right? So, okay. So, some things that have happened for me since I saw you last, okay? Summer solstice last Friday was amazing for me. And a lot of people that I talked to, it was a absolutely life-changing energy for me and a lot of other people, okay? And I'll tell you why. Now, my phone has not rang all day, and in the past 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, 4 minutes, it's rang twice. Like, okay, don't they know what I'm doing right now? Okay, so on that Friday, last Friday, I had gotten out of the shower, I was getting cleaned up, and I do a workout because I have to strengthen my bones because I'm old and I don't want to break anything. So I was lifting, things like that, which I do very often. And I'm gonna start doing it every day. Just a light workout, things like that, because I'm walking with Days and she's a puller on the leash, right? So I'm afraid one day I'm gonna freaking trip in something, I'm gonna freaking break my neck or whatever, you know? So So I'm doing this little workout and I'm watching a video on my iPad, right? And it's a spiritual kind of thing, right? And there was points in the video. That's why I'm so big on watching YouTube videos, because they bring you freaking answers. I swear to God, it's amazing what they will bring you when you ask them to help you and you do it. It's pretty freaking cool. So I'm doing my little workout, right? Lifting, 25 pounds on each arm, whatever. And I'm watching this video, and I'm like, okay. I didn't even know who it was I was watching. Okay. And then I got, you need to call him and tell him how you feel. Okay. Not really planning on that, but whatever, right? Blah, blah, blah. And so, this is somebody that's been in my life for 2 years, and we were playing tag and everything else, right? Like we're freaking 15 years old. It's like, and I'm not into that stuff, right? Not at all. So I went, okay, sure, I can do that, blah, blah, blah. And and so I watched the video, and I get something else. And I was like, okay, prepare for your way to be clear. Okay, that's kind of cool, right? Okay, left ear's ringing, so we'll see what that's about, right? And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Thinking, awesome. So I finish a workout, and this person has me blocked on a messenger, and I'm like, okay, kind of weird, but okay. And so I go to the family company's webpage, and I see that the wife is pregnant. Okay, cool. That was how I met this person in a psychic fair, right? Asking about if they were going to have a kid or not. She's already got 3, but they were asking, right? He was asking. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool that he's got, that's why he blocked me, from what they said, right? Cool, which is fine, right? He's gay, but that's okay, right? We all make our decisions ourselves. And so I kind of felt a dagger in my heart, like, okay, this is kind of a weird place to have that happen, right? He didn't even like call me, or we never really talked on the phone. We always texted back and forth. Like, oh, I'm like, that's kind of weird. And then God, right? I get from Spirit, we just told you that your lane's clear. There's nothing in your way. The last thing to keep you here just ended. Just ended. Like, oh, well, that's kind of freaking cool, and I kind of dealt with it that day. And the next day, meditation on Saturday was just about that. That all your lanes are clear, Bill, and guess what? Everything is changing like it's supposed to change for the better. Now, I left my job. This is Jupiter in Cancer, right? Okay. It was, the last time it was in Cancer was June of 2013 to July of 2014. What happened July of 2014? I quit my job out of nowhere. Right? Again, because the last year of my job was treacherous. It was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore. But I made lots of money. Like, you know what? I can make it again. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Well, they ended it on the 8th. They told me in January that I was going to either lose my job or quit my job by the 20th of July. Not remembering about Jupiter in Cancer back then, because I was into astrology but didn't recall a lot of things. So come that week, the last week of Jupiter in Cancer, and everything was falling like, this is kind of weird. I don't understand what's going on, blah, 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 blah. And my supervisors, higher ups, came to my store, and I happened to be there that day. And we had a conversation. They were giving me some stuff. And I said, you know what? I think today's my last day. They went, what? Today's my last day. I'm done. I'm done with this. Been here for a decade. I'm done. I'm done with all the that you have decided that needs to happen. And they're flabbergasted. But what do you mean you're going to leave? I'm going to quit. Today's my last day. Okay, well, what do you want? And I was like, well, I want unemployment. Because if you quit your job in Michigan, you can't get unemployment. I said, I want my unemployment. You owe me that. And my supervisor, upper supervisor, was really, really cool. I mean, him and I mean, yeah, he was a really cool guy. He could see all the things that I could see. And again, the 18th of July, I left my job. 2014. At the end of Jupiter in Cancer. That's what Jupiter in Cancer does for Capricorns, for earth signs, fire signs, water signs, and air signs. It brings you what is next. It, again, Mars was retrograde back then like it is now, right? In Virgo, I got chills, yes. And Mercury in 2 weeks goes retrograde, everybody. Yep. So that's going to be a big old thing. And it was last year the same thing, right? It happened at the end of June. No, the end of May, beginning of June. So it was like a couple weeks earlier last year. So I'm like, okay, everything was brought together for me to lose my job and start doing this for a living. Because I wouldn't do it. As hard as it was at work, I'm like, I make way too much money. I have really good insurance. I can make this work. As a good Capricorn should, right? As a good Capricorn should, that's what we do. Until the next thing comes. Well, they were trying to get the next thing to come, and old Bill was like, I'm not doing that. But I quit my job. So that started my journey with this. Okay? So great things can happen between now and next year in June. In June next year. Okay, yeah, it's there now. Again, Jupiter in Cancer ends in the third week of June next year. Okay? Goes back into Pisces for a minute, which it doesn't really like because it's water. Okay? It loves it, right? It loves to be in the fire signs because it can explode what the fire signs want. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But it does everything else too. It's the planet of expansion. It's the planet of bringing you what you want. That's why in January, I had all of us set intentions for July. Not knowing that Jupiter was going to be in Cancer, which is my opposite sign in the zodiac wheel. That's my twin, okay? So if you haven't got your birth chart yet, get your birth chart, PamGregor.com, because it's going to make a difference. And I love that somebody's texted me this morning and said, yeah, Bill, I've got this going on in this house, and it really, and I can really feel it. There you go. Explanation why you feel like this today. Okay, why you feel like this tomorrow, right? So things like this can happen when we have great things going on. But a lot of other stuff that is a freaking mess. That's a freaking mess. It's transformation, okay? Don't let the circus outside get you down because it's supposed to happen this way. And it's going to happen even, again, there is all kinds of things in the zodiac, which I'll talk about in the next video. I'll probably do it tomorrow or Saturday, maybe Sunday. Sunday's a really easy day for me. So it's a flowy day. So it's easier for me to connect to them and just kind of do my thing. So set your intentions, everybody, for the next year. Set your intentions. And where is Jupiter in your birth chart? Which house? Again, the person I talked to earlier today, their Jupiter was in Cancer when they were born. Well, you have massive transformation coming. Massive transformation. But all of us do. Okay? So, again, Cancer's a water sign. So other water signs, Pisces, right, will also feel it. Right? And Scorpio. Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, okay? But see where you have, see where your 7th house is and what's in your 7th house. For me, it's the 7th house because it's July, because I'm a January Capricorn, right? So you'll know on your chart. It will tell you, guys, it'll tell you with the definitions on where you're and how many degrees your the planets are at in which sign, okay? You're gonna need it. It'll give you peace of mind, trust me. It will give you peace of mind. I have mine out. Whenever I watch an astrology reading, I look to see, they talk about the degrees of blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, where's mine at so I can prepare? Kind of a 3D thought, right? But it's not really. It's the way that I learn all of it. However you learn. I learn that way. Okay? I learn that way. Yeah. Daisy, you have to stay in the house. You can't go outside. No, you can't go outside. You have to go out. All of a sudden, he woke up out of sleep in the house. Now I'm going to go outside and see what's going on. Sorry, baby girl. Can't happen. Wait. Okay. That all? Again, I'm going to do the video about the astrology stuff, all the stuff that's going on. Hi, honey. She just scared the shit out of me. I posted the people that I watch on my Bill Clairvoyant Facebook page, and it's also on Bill Hobart Clairvoyant Medium Psyche page. Check those out if you want to, because they're really kind of cool. Kind of gives you an insight on what's going on. Okay, so we're going to talk about the country. Okay, and I hope that everybody stays tuned because it has everything to do with us. Okay, Daisy, you can't go outside. You got to stay in the house. Daddy's working. So, okay. In that video I did weeks ago, like I think I said it was the best channeling session I ever did, right? And we were talking about that there was a person there was a person, it could be somebody who's not human, okay? Who's going to come in and not a politician, and there's going to be a woman that comes also, but he's going to come out of the blue. He's out of the blue, all right? And I know they want me to go. 2 of them are talking to me at the same time on the same thing. Only this wants me to go this way, it doesn't want me to go this way. But I have to go this way first, everybody, so I can take this one and go this way. I have to do this first. But we can tie it all in over here. No, we're not doing that. We're going that one. Yeah, this is the guy I'm doing. Okay? Okay. Wow. My energy's like that high. Okay. So Spirit talked about this man who's not in politics, who is not affiliated with anything. He's not a politician. He's not in politics. There's going to be a woman who shows up who compliments him or I don't know who this person, I don't know who the woman is yet, but I know who the man is. Okay? And this is something that I was very surprised about because he's already shown up. That tells you that we are going through this breakdown quicker than I ever thought. But the person who showed up is the Pope. Okay? Now, for some reason, I think it's past life things. I have this epiphany, or this emotional reaction to the Pope. Only the last 2. Okay? No, John Paul. John Paul, and then Pope Francis, and then Pope Leo. Okay? Now, Pope Leo was in the back of the back of the church, let's say, with nobody thinking about him, no one doing anything about him, absolutely wasn't even on the radar anywhere. So J.D. Vance is the last person who touched Pope Francis in a handshake. He died 6.5 or 7 hours later. Okay? In 2 days, this person from Chicago, in America, where we've never had a pope before, comes from the back of the chapel, the back of the church, all the way to the front, and every cardinal votes for him. Every cardinal votes for him. Divinely. Came out of nowhere. All right? He's the person. He is the person who is going to, and I will tell you this will probably be the only time that you hear me talk about God. All right? He is divinely guided. He's here from God. The Pope is here from the last three popes that I connect to are here from God. Okay? Pope John Paul came because of Poland and the falling of the Berlin Wall. Okay? And all of those countries that were in the USSR were now being cast away, like, no, we're not going to control them anymore by the Soviets. Okay? And then Pope Francis, he's from Argentina, I believe, and he's a Jesuit, and softer, gentler, understandable, just this man who just embodied kindness. J.D. Vance touches him, the last person to touch him, he passes away, and out of the blue, again, Spirit saying, Bill, somebody's going to show up out of the blue, out of nowhere. They're not political, blah, 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 blah. And then, yes. Okay. 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 Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. Something about Pope Francis enlisting God, Jesus, whoever you want to call it, right? The divine, I like that better. To when he died, chimes there, when he was going to pass, he wanted a person who was going to protect the world. Okay? And he chose our Pope. Now, side note, okay? Remember last year, the year before, Spirit was talking about why the United States was going to be the one who transformed the world. Okay? We were the country that was the youngest. We were the country that had the highest, the largest economy in the world, had the biggest military in the world, only 249 years old, right? So no one in Europe or anywhere else in the world was young enough and powerful enough and our country's liberal enough to actually take things and put them into motion. Okay? That's from the divine. And I said that, then I'll say it again. They confirmed that this past week. Okay? When I was asking them about this whole situation, they brought me videos that confirmed it, which I just love. I just love it because I'm a Capricorn, right? And I need to see it, touch it, and listen to it. I listen to them all the time, right? Doesn't mean it's coming true tomorrow. Could be freaking years. Who knows, right? So at least they know that if they send me a video on my YouTube feed that I'll watch it. Okay? And I did, which was very, 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 very freaking cool, right? So that's why we have this president, right? Who is not going to last a year, from what they say, right? And that the United States is blessed. We're the country that can come back from anything because we're not that old and we don't have that many, we have basically none rituals, history, people who are afraid all the time, that we have not had foreign soldiers on our soil, okay? The others have, because, it's 30 miles from England to frickin' France, right? It's across the channel, right? So kind of like us here in Detroit with Canada. You go downtown and Canada's right there. I mean, you could pretty much swim across the river. I wouldn't do that because the tides, that the energy that's in the water is very forceful. But many have tried. I will tell you that. I will tell you that right now, especially now, trying to get out of here, right? So that makes all the sense in the world. Again, all the things that Spirit told us 2 years ago are all coming to fruition. All of them. Okay? Understanding that as more and more things happen, more and more things will get checked off what we've talked about in the past about this situation. Okay? I believe, well, he was right about COVID. They were right about COVID, I should say. Right about President Biden. They would only serve one term. Okay? Even though that's what he said, but they know he'll serve one term, and he'll be very, very sick when he leaves office. Okay? And then we got what we got now. Okay? So, yes. Okay. So, as this transformation happens, and we become more and more connected to our guides, and more connected to the divine, that we become more high 4, lower 5, maybe 6, right? Dimensional. There is a hierarchy in place, Spirit says, for all of us. Okay? Where we're going to be in the future. And most of the people who watch this program are not going to be in the higher 3s, lower 4s anytime at all. Okay? There's different levels of spiritual knowledge until we fully come into it, Spirit says, and it all gets ushered in with the rebuilding of the United States of America. Because if you look across the world now, there's plenty of right-wing crazy folks who are trying to take over governments if they haven't already. Okay? It's the last stance for rich white guys and women who believe that they're part of it, which they're not. But they claim to be, all right? Just because they're looking for the spoils as they get richer and richer and richer and richer. Spirit also said this, that leadership in our government is going to end. Traditional is going to go away, all right? It's going to go away in the next 18 months, okay? It's either by, how can I put this so it's not too shocking? Somebody else's gun, somebody else's hand, or them hurting themselves because they're afraid of being held accountable as the top dogs die or are removed, but soon close to death. And there's going to be a lot of horror that we're going to see, not on our side, on their side. Spirit also has said this to me, that with them kidnapping the people who are illegals, let's say, what happens when the protesters are armed? What's going to happen? Civil war? Spirit's like, no. But it will show them for sure that we're not playing. That the way they're treating immigrants, legal or not, or some are born here, is not the way that we do things. The blessing is, the good things about America we embody them. Treating people properly is one of them. But we've always had prejudice in 3D, always. If you look back, again, I'm a person of world history and American history for sure, right? I mean, yeah. If you look back at every single ethnic group that came here, because they were asked to, basically, right? Again, Statue of Liberty. The people that were here, well, they're going to take our job, they're going to take a job. Again, it was all ginned up to win an election. And if you notice, we go 3 steps forward, and then we go 1 back. And then we'll go 3 steps forward, and go 2 back, right? That's the way that our country works in 3rd dimension. It will not work that way in another 1.5 years or 2 years, because new people will be in place in the government. And as everything crumbles, it will be, I know. And I don't like to, and I'm going to say what they're saying because I have to. God is going to help through the Pope and this woman to help save the country, to help change the government. And as the United States goes, the rest of the world goes. So they just show me, because this is the way I look at it in blue and red, they see the country going blue and then blue going around the world. It's not really blue. It's just people taking care of people, people loving people, people understanding. Is there going to be borders? Yes. But you know what? Those borders have been porous since, and I'm freaking 65, since the 70s. And they don't want to fix anything because that's a great thing to get people ginned up. Get them all in the process of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know, I mean, was Biden, yeah, they kind of jacked it up. But they tried to fix it. And Trump wouldn't let them fix it. See? So again, we're at the precipice of a new beginning. We're at a precipice of us in this place and time being able to watch and look and see and agree or not agree on how it's going to go on. The blessing is, it's from the divine. It is not politicians. It is not people who are richer than God. I mean, I just saw it yesterday that the leader of the House of Representatives, or the minority leader of the House of Representatives, came into the House, broke as hell, and now he's worth $38 million. That's because they're all insider trading and doing other things, but they stand there holier than thou, thinking that, and we've all thought in our lifetimes, they were the ones in government. We knew what they were doing. We didn't know what they were doing. That's why the crash. It's just as bad on the blue side as it is on the red side. Only the blue side's all talking bullshit and all everything else. No, that's why they're not doing anything. That's why AOC's out there. Bernie Sanders is out there. Because they know what needs to be done. More than likely, again, I know Bernie's connected. His Jewish heritage is extremely connected. Extremely connected. AOC's AOC. But understand, more chimes. Understanding that the way things are going is the proper way. Those people are all going to be gone. And I know for a fact that Spirit has told me this a number of times, that tribunals will happen after it all collapses. And those people who invested in being a traitor, being going against the country, again, putting people in El Salvador that have no reason to be there, out of the country for no law and order, no anything, because those people are lawless. They're lawless. And I know. Spirit just went, because they have to be, Bill, so people understand how bad they are. People from that side see how bad they are because they never believed it before. They all were shadowed into believing that that side was doing what's best because they were fed propaganda. Propaganda from both sides. I mean, trust me, it's both, on both sides. I mean, Joe Biden he got Alzheimer's. And no one ever said anything about anybody until freaking July of last year. So again, it's on them, right? But it was supposed to happen. Understand that. It's supposed to happen. So as we go through this next year with Jupiter in Cancer, okay, and Saturn in Aries for 2.5 years, right? You're going to see Saturn go back and forth in Aries, which is the first time that a zodiac sign has had power, and it's fire. And what does Aries want to do? I want to do what I want to do. Leave me the hell alone. Go away. Saturn's like, oh, no, I'm your daddy. And we're not doing that. Aries is like, I'll burn you. Come on and try. So it's going to be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for the next 2 years. Kind of makes sense, right? Crash and burn. Boundaries. Limitations. As it burns to the ground. And Jupiter's there for a year, building and giving all of us exactly what we need to have and see and feel, because Cancer is all about love. Cancer is the lead of water. It's extremely clairvoyant. It knows everything before it happens. And with Jupiter in there, it expands their knowledge, expands every earth sign's knowledge, because we're part of the water. We're part of Cancer, especially Capricorns. I mean, yeah, the last couple weeks have been phenomenal for me when it comes to this, because it's what I'm going to be doing in the future. So understanding that we're all protected, you're all good. Don't let the circus control you. Now, Spirit says this, it's going to affect your energy. It's going to affect you psychologically first, if you allow it to. That's where guided meditation comes in. I've talked about that again for years. I talked about it to people this week from the memberships. Okay, got people in my memberships because I have a membership system. There's 5 different levels, things like that. And we're doing our monthly calls right now, right? Because we get 15 minutes to an hour and a half every single month, depending upon your level, right? And there's people that, well, no, I haven't been really met. No, I haven't. Why? You're absolutely depressed. You're absolutely just out of your mind crazy. Everything's affecting you, and you're just sitting there just holding energy. Why? Well, Bill, I forget. No, that's your ego telling you, okay, this outside is going to kill me. It's going to kill me because I'm supposed to die right now. Ego, 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 ego. No. Mm-mm. So 1 or 2 of the people did meditations this week and texted me back, I just did blah, 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 and I feel, oh my God, Bill, I feel so different. Of course you do. Because you just let 40 freaking pounds of energy out of your freaking body. Hello? Guided meditation brings you balance. It brings you balance. Because when you're in the meditation and you're suspended, your ego can't until you, again, it can only do that at the beginning until you tell it stop. Stop, stop, stop. Or whatever you want to say, right? I use that F word a lot. That's just the way it works. I respond to that because that's just me and my friend group and stuff like that, right? So that's all that. Whatever works for you to get your ego to stop. To stop. And eventually it will stop if you keep it on blast. If you keep it on, okay, every time my ego goes off and I'm trying to meditate, I'm saying, don't get stopped. You got to stop that crap. Stop it. I'm not doing that. We're not doing, again, like I say to the dog, honey, we're not doing that. But she wants to go this way. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. She's like, okay, I tried. She comes on back. See? We can control it to a point. 100% no. Can we get rid of it? Never. It will switch to a positive ego, a positive energy once we get into 5D and 6 and 7 and 8 as things around us shift and change. See? So guided meditation, again, I'll talk about this till the day I freaking die, will save your energy. It will make your life much nicer, much easier. Things will not bother you if you do the right meditations. Whatever works for you. Okay? Again, you need meditations, you know how to get in touch with me. I'll send you meditations that I've done. I put a lot of them on my Bill Clairvoyant Facebook page. I put them on Blue Sky all the time. I don't do Instagram because it's too whack. I don't like it. Yeah. But everything is coming together, everybody, as we, okay, Spirit. And again, Spirit says, birth chart. All these things are available to you to make your transformation easier. But your ego stopped you from doing it. Because it will have you, trust me, it will have you do something totally different. It's kind of like when you don't want to go to work that day and you have all the stuff you could actually do, but if you called off sick to work, you wouldn't do any of it because you just didn't want to go to work. Ego's the same. I'm going to get Bill, he can see 5 things he could do right now, and I'm going to try to tempt him with that because he's all these things that he hasn't really taken care of 100%. So I could try and do that so he doesn't do that damn meditation that those people brought him, or those beings brought him. No. I'm doing my meditation in the morning between morning time and noon. Because sometimes I don't want to do it in the morning because I'm not a happy person. And doing that meditation is not going to make me any happier. Because I want the full effect. I have to wake up in the morning, and it takes me a lot to get my thoughts straight and things like that. Because they're working on me 24 hours a day, like all of us, right? So as you take care of yourself, you got tools in your toolbox, as my therapist always said, right? But you got plenty of tools in your toolbox, freaking use them. I know, I can't remember. Then leave yourself a freaking note. Meditate in the morning. I did that for a while. On the mirror in my bathroom as I'm brushing my teeth in the morning after I eat. Meditation. I know. And then they're like, meditation bill, meditation bill, meditation bill, meditation bill. And again, they don't stop until I say, okay, freaking God, I'll stop. Okay, fine, I'll do it right. I'll do it right now. And I do it. When it's something that's important for me to do before I start my full day. That's the key. They've got you. Especially on the whole transformation of our society. They've got us. We're here for this time for a reason, everybody. Right? To see the new Pope. To the old Pope pass. To see things being torn apart, but yet not torn apart. I saw something today on YouTube about that there is a person who was sent to El Salvador who has a green card, a legalized citizen, right? Been here for 30 years and filed his own paperwork to sue the government with the help of people from El Salvador. Chimes at the American Embassy. See, there's ways. And slowly but surely, as they pull the planks from underneath them, it gets lower and lower, and they can't do anything about it. That's why they're trying to rush everything through. They're trying like hell to rush everything through. And judge after judge after judge, that's why in the Project 2025, or the big bill, or whatever the hell it's called today, there's a thing in there that the circuit courts have no authority over the government. Only the federal court and the Supreme Court. Sometimes they are even saying in there, sometimes the government can decide if the federal court can do anything or not. Meaning the authority lies with the government and the Supreme Court, which is tainted. Yeah. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do because they're instructed to. Many people in the government, in upper levels of government, have all been threatened. That's why the news media doesn't show you anything about the protests. If they do, it's very short. If they mention it at all. Okay? No. They've all been threatened with being sued. Or thrown in jail. See? I mean, ABC has already paid him $10 million for what George Stephanopoulos said like a year ago on a Sunday morning show. CBS with 60 Minutes, $25 million. And they're going to pay him. They're going to pay him $25 million into his account so he leaves them alone. Extortion? I think so. Now he's selling cell phones. I can only show you what it looks like because they're not made yet. They're made in America. That's all a grift. Again, and people do that, which I just find unbelievable. They don't have any money and they send them $10, $20, $30, $100, and all they do is rake it in, and all they do is put it in their bank account. It's just one big scam. And I'm telling you what, once this is tumbling and people are WTF, and the tribunals start, because that's what the government's going to do, okay? Just like the Nazis. How many people do you think are going to end their life? Lots of them. Lots of them. Like they did with the Nazis. Mm-hmm. Others will think that they're going to, okay, that's good. Good for you. But you're not going to win. Because the Pope is now in charge of, not the government, of the world. And we're at the top of that world that he's focused on. That's why he came from America, everybody. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. This Pope came out of nowhere. And is already challenging the government. Now, 2.1 billion Catholics on the planet, everybody. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. And understanding that as Christians are changing their mindset about things, as they're, I don't know who's here, but somebody just popped in. It's like, holy moly right there. I don't know who that is. Okay. There's white light right there. I don't want to say who it is. Anyway, Christmas was named for him. Let's just say that. Yes. If I cry, you'll know why. Okay. He needs his presence to be known. He needs his presence to be known in the country. In the world, but in the country. Like what I was just channeling. Where'd you come from? Daisy just came from downstairs. He's just standing there and telling me that everything that my divine beings have told me is true. Everything that my divine beings have guided me with is true. These people that are listening to you, believe it. Embody it. Understand it internally. I'm going like this and they want me to do this. This is not the first time that we've had to do this on the planet, that we've had to do this on the planet. Wow. I think my eyes going back and forth. Wow. As you all rise into interdimensional, we're there too. We're there too. We are part of them. We are part of them. Okay? What Christians have learned is false. What Christians have learned is false. Not 100%. Things are not what they seem. I don't know how to put that. Everything has been manipulated by man. Everything has been manipulated by man. And that was the test. That was the test. Chimes. "2,000 years of masculine and feminine energy until your dimension was cultivated. As a test. Ooh, sheesh. I'm like 5D and higher right now. I mean, whoa. And they did not they did not pass it as why we're here now. We're here now for the purpose of transformation. We're now here at this point, at this moment, for the whole world to go through its cleanse. That's not me. Understand that every on the planet is divinely guided. Divinely guided. But the United States is the beginning, not the end. Beginning, not the end. Again, things here will shift 100% into things that you've never seen before on the positive side, as mankind is held accountable for all of its deeds. Most of you in 5 to 8 years will live in a totally different world. A totally different world. You will have epiphany after epiphany after epiphany as you come online. As you come online. You're going to see and do things that you never thought imaginable in your lifetime zone. I will take my place among them. I will take my place among them. Not that, how do I put this? I'm like dizzy as hell right now. Not that what has been taught is wrong, that's bad. It will be shoot. I don't know why they're having me do this, but it's weird. Transformed, rewritten, acknowledged in a different sense, received in a different sense. Okay, aliens just showed up, guys. Yeah. Pleiadians and Arcturians here, because I'm doing this. There is one God. There's one God. There's one God. There's one God. There's one divine being. Arcturians have a very, very deep voice. It's very interesting. They're very authoritative. Pleiadians are not. They're just a normal voice. But Arcturians have like a bass voice. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Jesus just said, you are in the middle of World War III, only not the traditional World War. It is removed from that. It is removed from what you've done in the past. Again, and I've said this before from them, it is the light against the dark. And we have to do this so human pays attention. So human is very, very good at dismissing. Very good at dismissing and easily being manipulated and led away from the truth, led away from what's real, led away from everything, which they internally know is wrong, but they follow it anyway. They believe they're going towards redemption, and they are not. Again, Germany and the Nazis. They bought into the Nazis killing all the Jews. Kind of same thing with picking up people that they say don't belong here, but they've been here forever, or taking the kids and whatever, and putting them on planes and sending them away. What the hell is that about? Yeah, See? It's all about being, because Bill, it's all about being cruel. It's all about setting an example. It's all about doing what they should, which they know should not be done, but it's to set an example. It is to make a point. Make a point. And for some to cheer and some to fear. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, the phone ain't rang all day till now. So it's like, yeah. So Spirit just said to me, you would think with these beings here, Bill, they'd leave you alone. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't work like that. Yeah, it doesn't work like that at all. I wish so too. You would think they would. So yeah. Jesus just said, that's because you live in a 3D world still. Our presence does not stop that from continuing. Does not stop it from continuing. All of what you are a part of. Makes sense? Okay. Okay, they're affirming this. In the next one of your years, of your years, this will be mostly complete in the next 12 months. Okay? And as we have proven to the world 2 times before, the light always wins. And he went like this, we always win. We always win. Okay? Understanding that people who were killed in past conflicts, he doesn't say the W word, in past conflicts, chose to die in those conflicts. Chose to be in those conflicts and pass in those conflicts. Just like now. Just like now. Everything is choreographed. Everything is choreographed. Everything works together. And many of those people that are participating now will awaken just before it's time to go over the cliff and pull themselves back and go, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Many will find it remarkable. Many will find it remarkable and unbelievable. Until those people that awaken, that their energy joins with yours. That their energy joins with yours. Yeah. Okay. Work will continue through 2028. 2028. 2028. As other countries transform. As other countries transform. Interesting. There is no judgment in the transformation around the planet. There is no judgment around the transformation of the planet. There will be no judgment. All those people will be gone. All those people will be gone. Again, okay, hang on. Because as Spirit said years ago, that as we go through this transformation, There will be no more dictators. Remember that? I may just put that reading up on my Bill Clairvoyant Facebook page. Okay? He said that, I don't know when. I believe it was before 2020. It was 2019, I think. Maybe sooner. But as the United States goes, the rest of the world follows. And there will be no judgment on what happens in the beginning, here. Although it will be, I don't know what that, that's a word I don't know. He's only giving me half a word. I'll say smooth. Smooth. Everything will fall into place. It'll be smooth. There will be backlash. There will be fights. But the man who shows up has control. The man who shows up has control. He was born for this, Jesus says. He was born for this. That's why he was chosen. He was born for this. Many will say that he was not born. He disappeared. As he fully engulfs and allows his divine self to rise. All things that he has hidden, all things of divine goodness, of divine mastery, of divine energy. As he rises, others will fall. As he rises, others will fall. And it isn't in a third dimensional sense. It's in a fifth dimensional sense. It's in a fifth dimensional sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Arcturians and Pleiadians, interesting. We will be here more often with more messages. We are a protector of mankind. We're a protector of mankind. So Jesus just tapped the top of my head. He says divine magic is real. Oh, divine magic is real. Real. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Interesting. You are all connected to the divine. You're all connected to the divine. I'm not just for one sector. I'm here as proof the divine is real. Most of you already know this because you feel divine energy sometime in your day. Embrace it more fully. Understand that you cannot do anything wrong. But you can engage too much. You can engage too much. You still have to live as a human living on the earth at this time. He calls himself an ambassador. There's only one Father God, and he's there. Jesus says he's there. Some would call me an apostle, some would call me a leader, some people would call me all kinds of different terms. Okay, but I am what they're showing me is he's an appendage of the divine, as are other apostles, right? As other, yeah. Okay. Okay, so they've gone. He's getting ready to go. Interesting. Now that I've made my introduction, I will be here more frequently. I'm gonna cry, guys, sorry. This man's life's about to change. As it changes to a divine voice. A divine voice in leadership. He's been feeling it and he knows it's true. Okay, he's good. He left. Okay, guys. What the heck? Yeah. So if you go over and watch this on my YouTube channel, after I post it today, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you, please comment. If you would please leave an emoji, even if it's just hi Bill, I would appreciate it. I made a decision about readings, that, and I'm gonna, and they don't want me to say anything about it now, but I'm going to start making videos and lots of reels and things like that. So you'll find less things on my Bill Clairvoyant Facebook page. The stuff that is posted, that's my past. That's my past. My future is in communication with reels and videos on different platforms, including YouTube. It kind of scares me a little bit because I'm not really good with technology, but my friend Terry is going to help me do videos, like how to splice them and things like that, how to make little 2-minute things or whatever. Yeah, that decision came to me yesterday, the day before. So you'll see less content from me on memes and things like that. Okay, readings also. I'm going to lower the price on all the readings, and that's going to be it. Okay, I'm just going to lower the price, and I believe that people will come to me simply because of them. Number one, my head is ringing so loud I can barely talk. But also, I'm guided in another direction. Again, and it is so freaking funny that it's all about the summer solstice and the clearing that I had during the summer solstice on the 20th. And again, it lasts until like the 23rd, 24th. So we're just coming out of it. So lots of you are going to start to change also. You're going to have new directions, new everything. What you did in your spiritual self is going to be like, yeah, that doesn't really work anymore. That's a good thing. Allow it to happen and allow yourself to ascend even higher. Okay? So I'll see you guys next Thursday. Coach for the Soul, Thursday at 3. See you.